Okay, so in this video, what I want you to be able to do is to practice like you have a partner. And so I brought out a couple of chairs, so whether you have a bar stool or you have a chair, whatever kind of chairs you have at your home, all we're doing is we're going to use these items from your house to represent somebody else's feet standing in front of you. Okay, so that way, whatever you're practicing on and whatever you're training on, as you're giving yourself, someone's here, I need to move from where they're at. So when we talk about, I'm moving in with my back to you on purpose because I'm showing you that if somebody is standing right in front of me and my feet are in line with their feet, so this is their front feet. And so if I'm in this alignment here, when I talk about, moving to get out of the way, so as our hands are coming up and we're protecting ourselves and we're swinging the door, we're moving laterally here and we're pivoting completely around out of the way. So we're not standing directly in front of that person. And it gives us a way to practice how to get out from in front of any energy or force that's coming at us, okay? We don't want to step back. That keeps us in alignment with where the force is coming. We want to move to the side and move out of it completely, so we're not in a direct alignment with being hit by that person that's in front of us. So whether you're using a bar stool or if you use your kitchen chairs with a tall back, you want something where you have something up here that can give you something that you can react to. If you have even a higher chair, higher back chair, that's fine. None of that really matters. What matters is that notice that this has a little wider stance than this does, okay? So whatever we're doing, as whether our feet are out wide, as we're moving, or our feet are directly under our shoulders. And typically our feet stay underneath our shoulders, and that's how we maintain this level of strength. When we start stepping way out and getting really wide stances, yes, that wide stance gives you a lower center of balance, but we're doing it around or away from somebody to create distance and to create balance and to create strength of how we're standing, okay? But the point I'm trying to make is as you're doing your bandana training, say I demonstrated in an earlier video where we had somebody standing behind us and they had a hold of our hands, okay? So if I use that example and I put a chair behind me and pretend that that's the person standing there, now you can see that when I say, okay, I'm going to move backwards, so as I move to my right, I want to move around this way, bringing the guy's arm this way, and I'm moving next to this person here as I bring his arm up and over, and he's going to be getting spun around this way. And so I don't need to move the chair when I'm doing my training. I'm simply showing you that's kind of how you're doing it. So what you're trying to do is you're practicing, if someone has you from behind, how you're going to move alongside of the person. Okay? So later on, when I'm showing you techniques like somebody grabbing you with dual wrist grab, where their hands grab a hold of you with both hands here, and they take two arms and they grab you. And so as they grab you and you're centering it on your body, and I tell you, okay, we're going to keep our hands somewhat together, what we want to do is we're going to say, he grabbed me with two hands. So as he grabbed me with two hands, what I want to do is I want to take this arm here and I want to just stand next to him, keeping my hands centered to me, come up around, he's my buddy, and then bring his hand, his two hands up towards his forehead as my other hand is pulling and I'm dropping him down behind. So the point though is that using a chair gives me a partner with the social distancing issues that we have right now, a way to understand when I tell you, move around your take your opponent and stand next to him facing the same way. So if I say stand next to your opponent facing the same way, then you're simply moving here, where I'm facing the same way my partner's facing. Put my arm around him, dip him back, okay? Depending upon whatever technique I'm trying to show you. Or if I have somebody standing in front, I might use two chairs like this. I got a guy right here and I got a guy here holding me by my arms, as I was showing a minute ago. So if I step back, pulling the guy this way, step here, and I bring his arm over, now I'm going to move so that I put this guy between me and the other guy. And it helps me visualize what I'm doing in my training and how I'm controlling this person so I can create him as a shield, okay? And so you can also practice your multiple opponent attacks, because what have I always taught you? To do stacking. So you don't want to be stuck between two opponents. So wherever you're going to move your opponent so that you're on the end of the 3 instead of in the middle of 2. Okay, you want to be on one end. So I only have to control this person, and I keep that other person on the other side. And I can move around, and if that person's moving left or right, I simply turn this person to my right or to my left based on what I need to do. Okay, so the whole application of using a chair is to help you understand that the bottoms represent the person's tips of their toes, okay, as they're standing there in front of you. All right, so there are techniques that I do teach you where we are using our legs to step in between, because we're going to take our knee and we're going to drive it into the person's inner thigh to take their leg, you know. So it just gives you a way that as you're up here, whatever you're doing with your hands and you're keeping your hands together, work on how your feet are moving by using something simple in your house like the foot of a chair to know, you know, am I stepping way out here, or do I only need to step, you know, is it safer to step here and move here where I have a way to get this leg out? Or do I risk stepping way out here where now this leg is very close to being able to attack this leg, and I don't have a way to stop it? Whereas if I put this leg here, he has a hard time affecting this leg. And now I can move this leg to the outside. So it's just a different way of how you're approaching your training and using what's in your house. So when you sit there and maybe you're not sure how you want to do the stuff. So there's times when we're working on what we're doing up here with our hands, but we're going to connect it all together. And this is a way that you can work your footwork and then go back and start using your bandana for what you're doing up here, but use a chair, and they work great. And so you can use chairs, short table, whatever, anything that gives you, you know, 2 legs down at the base, so that as you're standing, you can line up and go, I want to get around the person this way, or I want to take the person and I want to get out of the way of the person and throw them that way. Okay, so look around your house and find a chair, give yourself some space so you can move around. And like I said, you don't need to have 2. I just brought 2 to show you variations. Okay.